Shrewsbury Town or United 2. I don't really know what to say about it. I mean, we have now, I know Klopp, I haven't listened to the post-match press conference or anything like that, but I know for a fact that he's going to be talking about fixture congestion and yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it's your boy Ojo Wiseham here, back again with another post-match analysis and player ratings for the FA Cup game, which was Shrewsbury United, I can't remember, against Liverpool. Yeah, so where do I begin? First of all, the lineup, as I always do. The lineup, I was actually quite happy with it, to be honest. I felt like the defense and the attack was kind of picked itself because you had to kind of go with players who were fit and also players who haven't had enough game time. So I assumed that Adrian will probably go in goal instead of Kelleher because he played against Everton, and then Larouci, and then not Joe Gomez, because Joe Gomez has played a lot, but Joel Matip and Lovren have been coming back from injury, so I suspected them to play. Same with Nico Williams, because every single time he's played, he's been playing amazingly. And then my question was who was going to play in midfield. Whether Pedro Chirivella and or Fabinho was going to start, and whether Curtis Jones was like a definite. So for me, it was between, I thought maybe a Naby Keita might have started today, Lallana potentially as well, because there was quite a lot of, we had a lot of options in midfield. But, I mean, saying it in hindsight, I was quite, as I said, at the start, I was quite happy with the lineup, but I did have certain doubts with the lineup regarding the midfield position, especially with Fabinho and Chirivella both playing. Because obviously Fabinho is going to normally plays in that defensive midfield role, and I mean Chirivella could have. I've always suspected him as a defensive-minded midfielder because he just is. But anyway, and then the front three of Divock Origi, Minamino, and Harvey Elliott. The only question was Minamino going to finally be playing on that left-hand side with Origi up top, or whether Minamino was going to play in that kind of false nine role. That was the main question, because I think, I'm not too sure. The problem I have, I'll probably get onto it in the player ratings. But we started the game, I'd say pretty well. We pressed a few times, but quite a few times as well, Shrewsbury did manage to get the ball in behind. And especially with VAR not being in place, it does affect us quite a bit, because obviously us playing quite a high line, in the Premier League we'll be able to catch people offside like that. If they are offside, VAR will check it. But this time round, it's back to the olden days. It feels like it anyway now. But, Liverpool played a high line, and fair play to Shrewsbury. They exploited that a lot, and they had a few chances. I mean, Wally had one, but he was flagged offside, and they were getting in behind a lot of times. I mean, Adrian had to force a save of one, and they were getting a lot of chances in behind, and fair play to them. But Liverpool kind of do what they normally do, controlling the ball, controlling possession, and just whenever they get the ball, pressing and getting the ball back, then controlling possession again and again. And it was very, very good. It was very good for that first half. I was very impressed with it. It was a calm, controlled performance. And the goal was amazing. It was a brilliant, it was a clearance from LOVREN. Minamino gets the ball, does a nice little hold-up play, lays it off into Pedro Chirivella. Chirivella plays, my God was moving like Iniesta in that first half. I'm telling you, he was beautiful. Plays a brilliant first-time ball from Curtis Jones, and who makes a brilliant run from Pedro since when Takimi Minamino gets the ball, and makes a brilliant run in behind the defence. Chirivella picks him out with just sheer precision, and it was a brilliant goal to make it 1-0. And as I said, we didn't really have that many chances. I'm just talking about most of the game as well. We didn't really have that many chances, but we kept the ball, we kept everything nice and compact. It was all good. They had a few chances in behind, but then when Adrian had to deal with it, he dealt with it fantastically. And yeah, so it was going all well. And then the second half was perfect start. I mean, obviously we didn't have a lot of chances and all that, and then we get stroke of luck. The ex-Man United player, which is fantastic. I mean, Nico Williams does a fantastic ball. And when I tell you, my guy is the regen, the second coming of Trent. Beautiful stuff. Crossed the ball in, and love I mean, you love to see it. You love to see it. I'm sorry for the play on words, but you love to see it. He just plays a nice little shot into the bottom left-hand corner. Call me shameless, but he played for United, so what can I say? But yeah, hits it accidentally. I mean, you got to feel a little bit sorry for him, but because he played for United, my sorry levels are going a bit down with that. But then, it was going all fine. You know, it looked like we were controlling the game just exactly like we were doing in the second half. And then, for me, the turning point by far was the penalty. Shrewsbury had loads of chances beforehand. They had, well, I wouldn't say loads, but they had a few. I mean, there was one where Adrian forces a great save. There was a few where they shot it wide. As I said, they did create a lot of chances, and fair play to them. They did up their game. And and I do feel like sometimes the Liverpool team was a bit lethargic, and especially before the goal and leading up to the goal, I felt like Liverpool started to get a bit complacent. Balls were getting skewered, and there was just a lot of complacency sinking in. But as I said, the turning point for me was that penalty. Whether it was a penalty or not, I don't know. And obviously Liverpool could have had a penalty in that first half as well with the handball. And then obviously there was another handball claim, but I don't think regarding Fabinho towards the later in the game. But I personally didn't think that was a penalty because it hits off the attacker and then it hits off Fabinho's hand. There's nothing much you can do about it. But the one in the first half, I definitely think it was a penalty for Liverpool. But hey, being honest, Liverpool didn't play well in that second half. But anyway, getting into it, I thought I did think it was outside the box, but this is where the balance comes into play. I think if it was outside the box, it probably would have given away. It probably would have been a red card for Larouci because he does look like the last man, even though he did try and go for the ball. But because the referee saw it as a penalty, it's kind of like a double jeopardy. So giving a red card and a penalty is just a bit too much of a. It's a bit too much, but a free kick and a red card, that's a totally different ball game. So we don't know how the game would have ended up if that was the case, but you can't control it. Let's be honest. We have no VAR in this, and we've got just like how it used to be last season, all that, we can't complain. It is what it is. They get the penalty, takes it brilliantly, and from then, I'm not gonna lie, I was getting flashbacks to 4 years ago, even 3 years ago of Liverpool, where we're being in control of the game, and then one stupid thing happens and we collapse. And it just, there was nothing going forward. I mean, Origi has that shot, which he does very well, and the goalkeeper makes a very good save out of it. There was a lot of chances. We didn't have a lot of chances, and these guys were pressing, kicking the ball up high, and then the goal actually, I'm pretty sure, comes from when Divock Origi takes a shot. He gets the ball, and then the goalkeeper plays a brilliant ball over the top, and both the centre backs, who I didn't felt like they didn't have a good game today whatsoever. They didn't have a good game, and Matip, it was a succession of errors in my opinion. First of all, Matip tries to go onto the striker, doesn't show the aerial presence that he's supposed to, and it reminds me of the Joel Matip that we saw before he started getting this run of form. If I'm being completely honest, it wasn't the same Joel Matip that we've been accustomed to see. And I know a few people say because Virgil van Dijk's next to him, but even a lot of times when Fabinho's next to him, for example, that Bayern Munich game, he's been able to show that brilliance in defence. But today, maybe, I don't know, same with Lovren, they just weren't at it today. And the ball, Matip doesn't do well. He doesn't show the strength that you need as a centre-back to win the header. He doesn't win the header. And then Lovren, bro, I'm being completely honest. Like, how the hell do you just let him spin you like that? I'm being completely honest here. You know where he's going. Larouci's on that side next to you. I'm pretty sure it was Larouci anyway. I know he normally plays as a left back, but on this occasion, I'm pretty sure he was on the right-hand side. And he wasn't, like, there was only one way that he was going to go where there was the most space, which was inside. So the fact that Lovren tried, wouldn't allow him to shoulder him off onto that far end, for me, is inexcusable, if I'm being completely honest. He gets nutmegged, and it was a brilliant finish there from the Shrewsbury player. I can't remember his name, but brilliant composure. Adrian couldn't do much. He played brilliantly this game, and yeah, and it was frustrating from that. And then obviously, I knew from the lineup that Klopp didn't want to force a replay. You could tell from the lineup, you could tell from the bench that he brought out, he did not want to force a replay. He did not want it. And then you could tell as soon as he brought on Firmino and Salah, he did not want it. And surprisingly, we played better when, wow, what a surprise. We played better when Firmino and Salah came on. Salah didn't really have much, but he had that very good chance from a header. Firmino looked on it. Yeah, and it was, and then Curtis Jones towards the end had a chance where he gets blocked. And even at the end where Firmino gets a shot, brilliant save from the goalkeeper, Curtis Jones tries to get a rebound. It was brilliant defending there from their defenders. And then, yeah, it was just... and then obviously towards the end, they get another chance where we just... It looks like we just went back to our old ways. It does not feel like Liverpool world champions. And I know our lineup has changed, but when we played against Everton, it felt like the identity was similar. And this game, it felt like our heads just went, if I'm being completely honest. But let's get into the player ratings now. Adrian, for me, I know he conceded 2 goals. I know he did. But I don't think he could have done much. One was a penalty, which is basically a 50-50. It's either going to be saved or it's either going to be a goal or not. Let's be honest here. The goal was really well taken. He made very good saves. For me, his distribution was fine. I'm going to say a 9 out of 10. Nico Williams. For me, he was... brilliant. As I said, he is the second coming of Trent Alexander-Arnold. His crossing is amazing. Obviously, I'm very excited for our right-back position. I feel like our right-back slot is done and sorted. So, yeah, for me, I'm also going to give him a 9 out of 10. I thought he played very well. Now, the Calamity James at centre-back today. I need to think about this. Lovren, was part of the goal. Don't get it twisted. But what he did for that goal, for that second goal, was inexcusable in my opinion. And same with Joel Matip. I don't feel bearing in mind that the senior players are supposed to lead by example, they did not do that as well. So I'm going to give him a join. I think this is my lowest ever rating so far this season. I'm giving them both a 3 out of 10. And you guys, if you guys watch my live streams, and you guys, if you guys know me, you guys know that I do like Lovren and I do like Joel Matip. But if they ain't playing well, I've got to say it as well. So yeah, for me, I'm going to say 3 out of 10 for both of them. I did not think both of them played well whatsoever. There was times the distribution wasn't as good, and that's one thing I held Matip for. His distribution wasn't that good today. He was a bit lackluster. He didn't feel, maybe his new beard is weighing him down. I have no idea what the hell was happening. From being completely honest, it wasn't a good performance. Same with Larouci, and with Larouci, obviously he's young and he's being played out of position. If you guys don't know, Larouci is predominantly a winger, and for me, that is a position we definitely need to invest on in the future. But for me, he is a left winger, not a left back. So I'm not surprised that he gets caught out of position a few times, but he did give away the penalty, so again, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. I feel bad for it, but for me, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Fabinho, he did well for making a block in the first half. He did very well. Defensively was alright, but I feel like his passing wasn't that good. It was a bit lackluster at times. He just wasn't going to feet all the time. And so for me, again, I'm going to say 6.5 out of 10. He did some good things defensively, but his ball playing skills that he's normally accustomed for, it just wasn't there today. So hopefully, whether he's going to start against West Ham, if he does, hopefully he can get his act together for that, because we'll need you for that, bro. Then who else have we got? We got Pedro Chirivella. I thought first half he was amazing. It feels like FA Cup is his competition, man. He's been doing very, very well in the FA Cup. In all the cup competitions, whenever he's played, he's been playing amazing, and I can't fault him anything else. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. He made a brilliant assist. It was a brilliant... He brought out his Spanish... He brought out the 2010 Spain midfielder out of him, and that was brilliant to see. You never know, he may have a future in the club. It'll be interesting to see, because he's actually a pretty decent player. I definitely wrote him off, but recently he has been very, very good. So yeah, for me, I'm going to say an 8 out of 10. Curtis Jones, I'm going to say, because he got the goal, but I felt he didn't. I'm going to say 9.5 out of 10. I felt he was as a box-to-box midfielder, he did very well. He was very confident on the ball. He obviously got the goal, which he took very well. And I thought, with a bit of luck here and there, he probably could have got another goal. But yeah, I thought he played pretty decently. And then Minamino. I don't know how to judge this guy. I still see he's going to be a good signing. I trust the Liverpool board and all that. I just don't know what his position is. If I'm being completely honest, I thought it was more of a second striker / an attacking midfielder. I thought like he could play in the false nine today. He didn't really do that too well, but then sometimes he did show good moments. He did show glimpses of what he can do. I mean, he was getting in behind. He was trying to get headers. He was pressing well, but there was times where he'd give the ball away and stuff like that. And I don't know what to judge Minamino on, if I'm being completely, because I don't have that much prior knowledge of him. So, but I feel like there's potential for him to grow. So I'm gonna give him a six out of 10. If I'm being honest. And then Harvey Elliott. If I'm putting my hands up here, I generally think this was, and I know he's 16. I know he's gonna have peaks and troughs, but I do feel like, and it feels, yeah. And he's a great talent, but I feel like out of all the games that he's played, I do feel like today's game was definitely one of his worst ones. I don't want to say like it was an awful performance, but it was not his, because normally he's like a breath of fresh air, and he wasn't that today. And I don't know whether because he's playing in a lower, like in a League 3 team, and there was like League 2 or League 1 team, sorry, and they're, you know, being a bit rugged and all of that. So I'm not too sure, but I'm going to say again a 6.5 out of 10. I don't really feel he played too well. And same with Divock Origi. I feel like he's so much better in that central position, but I'm not too sure. I feel like on the left hand side he's not as effective as he is in the central position, because he obviously is normally a striker, and I sometimes don't understand why Klopp does it at times. But he did well. He had a few chances here and there, but again, the attack wasn't really that impactful. So I'm gonna say again another 6 out of 10. It was just average in my opinion. And then the subs, Oxlade-Chamberlain. Again, I was really disappointed by the senior players, to be honest. If I'm being completely honest today, Oxlade-Chamberlain comes on and doesn't do much. Again, he misplaces the ball sometimes. He doesn't look confident on the ball and all of this, and I just feel like it should have been much better. I feel like we should have done much better. But hey, well, yeah, 6 out of 10 again. Now, Firmino, I thought when he came on, it was a breath of fresh air. Played much better. We played much better, obviously. When you have a player like Firmino, what do you expect? Created 2 very, very good chances as well in the space of like 10 minutes he was on. I thought he played very well in my opinion. So for me, I'm going to say an 8 out of 10. He was one of our best performers, and he only played for like 10 minutes. Mohamed Salah had that very good header, which was assisted by Roberto Firmino, but apart from that, I mean, the funny thing was when he came on, does brilliantly to defend, I think it was a corner, and then he sees Joel Matip on the side, who he's come off for, and then he plays it off, and it's just like, for God's sake. But apart from that, 6.5 out of 10 again. But real player at Anfield, I mean, fair play to Shrewsbury. They put all their heart in, and full credit to them. You know, that's at the end of the day. I know it's my team that drew. I can't say drop points, and drew, and it's a bit of an out of body experience for me. Because obviously it's been a while. But if I'm being completely honest, fair play. It is the magic of the FA Cup, and I know that's a cliche, but seeing teams from lower divisions coming up against the big teams and putting their heart and soul into it, fair play to Shrewsbury Town. They did it to Bristol City last time, and they did it this time around. Fair play to them. They get all my respects. But hopefully Liverpool do go to Anfield and beat them. I'm not sure whether I'll be able to. I might be going there. So you might see a matchday vlog for that. I'm not too sure. Depends whether I can go there or not. But yeah, it is the end of the video. Replay at Anfield. Congested fixture list again. But great result for Shrewsbury Town. Fair play to him. And that Lawrence guy played brilliant in midfield, by the way. But anyway, it is the end of the video. If you guys did like this video, please make sure to smash that like button. Also subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. And also hit that notification bell down there. And also, lastly, leave a comment down there in the comment section below whether you're a Shrewsbury fan. I'm sorry if I said it wrong. I'm really sorry. A Liverpool fan, or just a football fan, a neutral. What was your opinions on the game? And leave me your player ratings. If you're a Shrewsbury fan, Leave me your ratings for your players and the Liverpool players if you want, or anything like that. But yeah, it's your boy Ojawai Sam here. It's the end of the video, and I hope you guys have a very nice day.